The battle for the American homeland has, well, it's fundamentally moved. It's now in the Caribbean, where U.S. firepower is engaging enemies the administration is calling narcoterrorists.
And this isn't just policing, this is warfighting. It's a massive kinetic action.
So today, that's what we're doing a deep dive into, the 2025 United States naval deployment, Operation Southern Spear.
Right. This is a mission that comes straight from the president, and it uses real military force to go after these powerful Latin American drug cartels.
And the regimes that protect them.
Exactly. They're being treated not as criminals, but as unlawful combatants. It's a huge distinction.
And I think what really defines this moment is just the sheer scale of the force being used.
Oh, absolutely. Since August, the U.S. military has surged personnel, hardware. It's the largest military buildup in that region if you exclude disaster relief since the '94 Haiti intervention.
It's a clear signal. The administration isn't interested in a slow escalation. This is about decisive, overwhelming action from the get-go.
And the immediate results, well, they really speak for themselves. Since September, the U.S. has carried out 20 verifiable strikes on vessels.
Alleged drug smuggling vessels.
Yes, and that's resulted in approximately 80 reported deaths. The mandate is unambiguous, and we're quoting directly from the sources here.
The goal is to crush the cartels, stop the poison, and keep America safe.
So in this deep dive, we're going to unpack the strategy behind this whole high-stakes operation.
We have to look at how quickly the mission pivoted from just stopping drug boats to, well, pursuing regime change in Venezuela.
And we also have to analyze the profound risks that are now unfolding because of it. We're talking constitutional, economic, it's all connected.
Right. So to get this, you first have to understand the legal groundwork they laid.
That's the key. The administration didn't declare war on a country.
Yeah.
They expanded the definition of who an enemy of the state is.
That's the strategic pivot. Earlier this year, the White House formally designated major criminal groups.
And we're talking about the big ones.
The Venezuelan Tren de Aragua and global giants like the Sinaloa and Jalisco New Generation cartels.
They designated them as both foreign terrorist organizations, FTOs, and specially designated global terrorists, SDGTs.
This reclassification, I mean, it's the entire legal foundation for this operation, isn't it?
It is. It's everything. Because it doesn't just give them a label. It gives the military specific legal authorities to target them lethally.
Authorities they would never have under, traditional law enforcement rules.
Exactly. And what's really striking is the direct line they drew between the criminals and the capital city, Caracas.
You mean the Cartel of the Suns?
Yes. In July, the U.S. specifically designated the Cartel of the Suns, which sources allege is woven directly into the Venezuelan leadership as a specially designated global terrorist.
So with that designation, the U.S. government is officially saying the Maduro regime and these drug organizations are one and the same, a single hostile entity.
And they back that up with serious cash. The bounty for Nicolas Maduro's arrest is now up to $50 million.
They've painted a massive financial target on a dictator's back.
And then they backed up that target with the biggest weapon they possibly could.
The military surge started in August, but it really hit another level in November. That's when the USS Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group arrived.
The world's largest aircraft carrier.
Right. With its escorts, its air wing. The total number of U.S. personnel in the area shot up to around 15,000.
That is just an immense show of force. The sources we looked at are calling it modern gunboat diplomacy.
And the capacity of this force is tailored for more than just chasing small boats.
Oh, absolutely. It's built to attack adversaries either at sea or on land. They've put a massive military fist on the table.
And that fist has had an immediate impact. It's disrupting the flow of narcotics right away.
The first publicly acknowledged U.S. airstrike in that part of the world since the 1989 invasion of Panama happened on September 2nd.
It killed 11 people on a vessel, and that vessel was allegedly tied to the Tren de Aragua gang.
That single event was a signal to every criminal group in the region that the old rules were gone. But the deeper success is financial. It's strategic.
Financial warfare.
Exactly. The campaign aims to cut off the drug revenue. That's the money that keeps Venezuela's military and police commanders loyal to the regime.
And the sources confirm this has been, well, remarkably successful in the short term. The U.S. effort has reportedly effectively shut down the Caribbean route.
And that is a huge metric. You have to understand, before this operation, that one route was shipping an estimated 350 to 500 tons of cocaine a year.
Hundreds of tons of poison that has now been stopped from reaching communities.
Right. And while, critics will point out that most fentanyl enters the U.S. over the land border with Mexico, the stated goal of this naval operation is still to end the poisoning of the American people by crushing the source.
But this is where the mission gets a lot more complicated.
It is, because it started as a counter-drug op and then it pivoted fast.
By mid-October, U.S. officials and analysts were openly confirming a deeper objective: forcing top figures in the Maduro government out of power.
The strikes were tactical, but the message was purely strategic. It was a demonstration that the U.S. military could find, capture, or, eliminate Venezuelan leaders if it wanted to.
It's pressure designed to make the government collapse from the inside.
And to justify that shift, the administration had to formalize its position. On October 1st, they told Congress the U.S. was in a non-international armed conflict with unlawful combatants.
That is such important language. What does that designation actually mean for the military on the ground or in the air?
It's transformative. It means they can operate under counterterrorism rules. It switches the legal status of these people from criminals who you have to arrest to wartime enemies.
So the rules of engagement change completely.
Dramatically. It allows for lethal targeting even when it's not immediate self-defense.
And we know this isn't just a theory. The sources confirm the administration has authorized the CIA to conduct legal ground operations inside Venezuela.
And that officials have already identified land targets. We're talking ports, airstrips, places at the nexus of the drug gangs and the Maduro regime. They are ready to strike the mainland.
So, of course, the dictator's response has been to prepare for a war.
Naturally. Maduro has mobilized his Bolivarian militia. He's claiming something like 4.5 million members are ready to fight.
And, maybe more importantly, he's getting help.
Critically, Russia, Venezuela's old ally, has reportedly delivered new, modern air defense systems to Caracas. Pantsir S-1 and Buck M2 systems.
Which significantly raises the risk for any potential U.S. air operation.
A huge risk. So while a dictator is digging in, this action is causing a major political clash right back here in Washington.
It's exposed some serious vulnerabilities at home.
It really has. This military surge caused what sources called a Senate revolt.
And not just from one party.
No, from key Republicans and Democrats. All over constitutional concerns, the War Powers Act, executive overreach. They're demanding assurances that this won't become a land invasion without their approval.
And that political resistance is being reinforced by a powerful economic reality that hits very close to home.
The oil dependency. That's probably the biggest strategic problem for Washington.
Or Gulf Coast refineries.
Yes. U.S. refineries in Texas and Louisiana rely heavily on that specific Venezuelan heavy sour crude. Their equipment is designed for it. You can't just swap it out for lighter domestic oil.
So if this conflict disrupts that oil flow, what's the immediate fallout for American consumers? What do you see at the pump?
The sources suggest it would be immediate and painful. You could see crude prices spike by up to $15 a barrel.
Which translates to how much for gas?
Analysts project that could mean a price increase of up to 35 cents per gallon. That economic reality forces the administration to make a very tough calculation.
Shifting to the region, the reactions are, as you'd expect, pretty divided.
Completely. You have leftist leaders in Brazil, Mexico, and especially Colombia President Petro called for a criminal process against the U.S. administration. They've all opposed it.
But then you have U.S. allies in the Caribbean.
Right, and it's a totally different story. Countries like Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago are on the front lines of this. They've actually endorsed the U.S. deployment.
They see it as a necessary deterrent.
Exactly. For them, this isn't a threat. It's a shield against criminal groups that are actively destabilizing their own countries.
Okay, so let's bring this all together for everyone listening. The U.S. has launched a powerful, successful action that has cut off the financial lifeline of these narco-terrorists.
But the mission has pivoted. Officially and unofficially, it's now about forcing regime change in an authoritarian state.
A step that carries just immense economic, constitutional, and military stakes.
Which brings up the crucial question of commitment versus capability.
Right. They've shown they can dismantle Maduro's drug network, but the current force of 15,000 troops, that's not enough for an invasion.
Not even close. Military experts would say you need anywhere from 50,000 to 150,000 troops for a ground invasion.
So if the dictator stays defiant and the U.S. can't force a quick political change, walking away would look like a massive political failure.
They've committed too much to just leave. They're holding the world's largest aircraft carrier, the Ford, right there, ready for action.
The question for policymakers isn't if they can strike anymore.
No, the question is about the consequences. The true cost of taking down this dictator could mean turning the current migrant crisis into a catastrophic deluge. It could mean risking the stability of our own energy supply.
And defying constitutional checks right here at home.
So you have to ask yourself, is the political victory of removing one dictator worth the guaranteed instability that will almost certainly follow?